my beautiful friends, it's Amanda here and I'm bringing you the finale of my Project Pan 20 and 20. I've been using up 20 items in the past 20 weeks. My Project Pan officially ended on November 11th, so I had 20 weeks to use up my products and I'm going to show you my progress. If you want to catch up on my previous videos before you watch this one, I'll link those in the description box below, and I'll also put them on a card that will pop up during this video, so you don't even have to scroll down. You can just click on that card and go to my playlist. I'm going to start out with some products that I have previously finished in other updates. I have gone through 7 products already, so I'll just breeze through those quickly and show you what I've already used. I used a Makeup Forever Step 1 primer. This is the hydrating one, and as you can see, it's the mini size. I used up a mini MAC strobe cream. I used this deluxe sample of Dior Dream Skin. I got through this sample size Josie Maran Vibrancy Foundation. I finished off my Urban Decay Naked Weightless Concealer. I used up this little baby Benefit Ooh La La Lift. And I also got through this mini size Meet Matte Hues from the Balm in the shade Committed. Okay, so that's everything I've used up in prior updates, and now let's dive into the products that I've been working on. I still have a little bit of my Benefit Professional Primer left. This is the mini size. I don't use a ton of this. I just find that if I use a lot, then it kind of balls up on my face. So I'd say we're down to about right here. And that's probably still a few weeks worth of use, so I am going to try to continue to use this up, and I have been enjoying it. I did not finish my IT Cosmetics CC+. I came close, but part of the problem was I started using my L'Oreal Pro Glow Foundation, and I loved that and I couldn't stop using it. So I did manage to use some of this up. I'll show you my progress. So this is where I was at the last update, and there's about this much left. So I'm still going pretty steady, but there are a few uses left and I will use this up. Okay, now on to the 2 concealers I've been using. The first is this e.l.f. HD Lifting Concealer. Here's the previous progress, so this is where I was at the last update. This is pretty much gone now. I could probably scrape a couple more uses out of this, but it has started to get a little bit thick and clumpy in texture, so I don't think it's worth it to scrape 3 or 4 more uses out of here. This is pretty much gone, so I'm gonna call this one done. Now for my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. This is in the shade Brightener. I did not quite manage to use this up, but I got pretty close. As you can see, this is where I was at the last update, and we're down to about here now. So I've tried really hard to use this up. It is not my favorite product. I'm gonna consider this a win because I never would have used this much otherwise if it hadn't been in this project. So I'm really happy with this. I think I'm gonna move this out of my collection and call it a day. I did use up my Benefit Girl Meets Pearl sample. I enjoyed mixing this in with my foundation as well as using it as a cream highlight. I really liked this product. I would use another one. I don't think I would buy a full size, but I would like to have another sample size. This was just a really great tone for my skin and I really enjoyed it. So I'm glad I used it up and I would use another sample. All right, now for my cream blush. This is what it looks like now. As you can see, I did not use it up. I have been using this really regularly. It's very pigmented, so it does not take a lot. I am going to keep this in my collection and continue to use it, but for now, I just kind of need a break from it. I've been using it for the past 20 weeks, and it's such a bright kind of corally color that it definitely makes me feel more summery. So I'm going to take a break from this for a while, but it is going to stay in my collection. I have really enjoyed it. I just didn't manage to use it up. Now for my face powders, I did have 2 different powder products that I've been trying to use up. The first is this HD setting powder from NYX. This is my favorite setting powder, and as you can see, I've been working really hard on it. Super happy with this progress. I will continue to use this. Like I've said before, this is my favorite setting powder. I really, really love the way this looks. I will use this up and I will buy another one. Now for my bronzer. This has been Probably the most difficult item. I just felt like no matter how much I used it, I wasn't making a dent in it. Now I finally feel like I've made a dent, so here's what it looks like. As you can tell, hopefully, there's a nice big dip in the middle there. I really love this bronzer. It's my favorite bronzer of all that I have, but I've been using it and kind of stressing out about using it so much that I think I'm gonna take a break from it for a while. This one is getting kind of old. I think I've had it for 2 years, so maybe it's just time to pass this on and replace it with something else. I have not used up my eye primer. I really like this eye primer. I use it every single day, but it just takes so little product that I think the sample size is more than enough for me. I would not buy the full size of this only because the sample lasts for so long, so I'd love to have another sample size, but I'd say I'm down to about here, and that's still probably a month's worth of use left. So I do really enjoy this primer, but I just haven't managed to finish it up. Now for the brow pencil I've been using, as you can see, the logo is pretty much completely worn off. This is the Maybelline Brow Satin Duo. I've just been using the pencil side, and this is what it looks like twisted all the way up. It's pretty much done, so I'm very happy with this. I did enjoy this pencil. I've practically completely used it, so I'm gonna consider this one done, and I'm really happy about that. I do have one major fail for this project, and that is my Physicians Formula Matte Quad in Classic Nudes. I do not know where it is. Now, before you judge me, you should know I just moved from Hawaii to Washington, D.C. I had to pack everything I owned. I had to make a few stops along the way, and it took me about a month for my things to be delivered. So I did carry that quad with me in my suitcase when I traveled, and since I got to this house, I have not been able to find it. We did end up staying in a few different places during that month while we were kind of transitioning from one house to the next. So I don't know if I left it somewhere. I don't know where it is. It may be in this massive pile of stuff that is still in process of getting unpacked. So just being honest, I don't know where it is. I did manage to hit pan on all 4 shades, so I'm really happy about that. That was my goal. I did meet my goal. You're just gonna have to trust me on that. If I find it, I will show it so that you can see my progress, but I don't know where it is. So the good thing about misplacing my Physicians Formula Matte Quad is that I used my ColourPop shadow in Cornelius constantly as my transition shade. I don't know if you're ready to see the ugliness that is this shadow right now, but that's what it looks like. I have tried to keep it together. It's, as you can see, kind of cracking and crumbling a little bit around the edges just from so much use, and this is real life. Eyeshadows get ugly when you use them up. So I'm really pleased with the progress on this shadow. I do think that I'm going to get rid of this one now just because it is kind of dried out and crumbly and not really working as well as it once was. So I loved this. It completely renewed my love for ColourPop matte shadows because I've always really preferred the metallic or pearlized finishes. So working with this matte shadow has really opened my eyes to the ColourPop mattes, and I will definitely be purchasing more. I'm probably not going to repurchase this shade right away just because I have so many of these kind of medium transition tone type shadows right now. So I'm saying goodbye to Cornelius, but I really did love using this. Let's move on to my lip products now. I had one lip pencil that I was working on. This is what it looks like now, this little baby. This is the NYX lip liner in Nude Pink. I'll show you a close-up. So as you can see, this pencil is quite small. There are plenty of uses left. I will keep this in my collection, but I managed to put a really big dent in this lip liner, and pretty proud of that. I had a lip gloss. This is a sample size of the Makeup Forever Artist Plexi Gloss in shade 202. So here's my progress. That's where I was at the last update. and now I'm right about here. It's to the point where it's kind of hard to get product out of the tube because the wand doesn't reach all the way to the bottom. For somebody who doesn't really love lip gloss, I prefer more satin or matte lips. I'm really excited that I used this much of this gloss, and I actually really enjoyed it. So I'm gonna move this out. It's gonna go into the trash. It's pretty much used up, so I'm gonna call this one finished. Okay, now for a less successful lip product. This is the Buxom lipstick in the shade Hooligan. Give you a close-up. And as you can see, there is a lot left in here. There was a lot of product in here for a sample size. The problem with this is actually that I liked it so much better than the other lipstick that's in this project that you'll see next. And I was trying so hard to finish up the lipstick that I didn't love that I missed out on all the opportunities to wear this one, which I actually did love. So lesson learned, if I come across something in a project pan that I just don't love, I'm not excited about wearing, or I don't like the way it looks on me, then I'm just gonna get rid of it because I have a lot of makeup that I do love and I really wanna spend my time using that and wearing it. So here is my last item. This is the Too Faced lipstick in the shade Naked Dolly. And this is twisted all the way up. It's pretty hard to apply this to my lips. I could go in there with a lip brush, but I'm not going to. Because in all honesty, I just didn't like the way the shade looked on me. I like the formula. I love Too Faced. You probably know that if you've seen any of my other videos. But I just didn't love this. I'm going to call this done. I am not going to use this anymore. I'm not going to try and scrape out the rest from the tube. I'm really proud that I finished it, but I also kind of regret using this over the Buxom lipstick so much. So lesson learned, one of the many lessons I learned during this project. So, oh well, I finished it. In my book, it's finished. Just to kind of round things up for you, I did manage to finish 14 products during this 20 weeks. There are a couple things that I didn't completely use every last drop of, but I did meet my goals on them and I am going to get rid of them and move them out of my collection and spend time on something new. There are 2 other products that I did meet my goals on. I wanted to hit pan on my powders and my eyeshadow quad, and I did that. So even though I didn't finish the product, I did meet my goal of just using enough of it to hit pan, and that's pretty exciting. For a makeup lover and collector who has a lot of things that I've never hit pan on, it's really pretty awesome to love something enough to use it down to the pan. And I will use this up, so I'll kind of keep you guys updated on that if you're interested. But overall, that means that I met 16 goals, even though I'm only getting rid of 14 things. Most of them are mini sizes, but hey, you know, it's a product that I used up and I'm really proud of myself because I never thought I'd be able to get through that many beauty items in just 20 weeks. I've never done a project pan before this one, and I actually really enjoyed the challenge. I felt like I learned a lot about my makeup preferences, and it just kind of helps me steer towards things to buy that I know I'm gonna love and give me a more realistic idea of how long it takes to use things up before I acquire a lot more. So I do want to keep doing project pans, and I have a really fun idea, so hopefully you guys will participate with me. I want to do 5 products over the next 5 weeks, and so I thought it would be fun to start a little project pan to finish off the year. I'm going to let you guys pick what I'm panning. So I have 5 different categories here. I'm going to give you 2 choices, and I want you guys to vote what you think I should try to finish. Whichever products get the most votes, I will add those 5 into a project pan for the next 5 weeks that will wrap up in December. So let's get to voting. I have 2 foundations. I have the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation or the L'Oreal Lumi Foundation. Which one do you guys think I should finish? Let me know in the comments. What do you want to see me try to use up? Next, for concealer, I have a mini NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I have a Too Faced Born This Way Concealer. So make sure you cast your vote. Which one do you want to see me use? I'm going to include one liquid highlighter. I have Benefit's High Beam or Becca's Opal. I loved using up my ColourPop eyeshadow. I have a ton of ColourPop eyeshadows, so I'm doing something a little bit risky. I have two brand new ColourPop eyeshadows. One is in the shade Millionaire and one is in the shade Lala. I am going to try to put the biggest dent possible in one of these shades over the next 5 weeks. So you let me know, Millionaire or Lala. And lastly, even though my lip products were kind of a fail, I want to add a lip product. So I have a mini NARS lip pencil in Rikugian or a mini ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip in the shade WeHo. So everybody, let me know what you want to see me try to pan. Whichever products get the most votes out of each category is what I'm going to go for. It's your choice, viewer's choice, so let me know what you're interested in seeing. I can't wait to read your comments, and thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all your support over the past few weeks of doing this project. I got so many great tips from you guys on how to better use up my products, and I just really, really appreciate it. So I love you all, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!